Hey, hey, hey! What's going on, World Cup fans?
Yo.
It's the Hooligans Pitch back to recap um, an eventful month, a fun month.
I'm exhausted.
It was a great time, for how much I feared with how our country has been going leading up to the World Cup. It kind of went without a hitch, so that's great.
Pretty incredible. Not till I guess the USA controversy was probably what felt like the biggest out of all of this, just because it was,
Uh-huh.
in our backyard, and then pretty smooth sailing all the way till the end outside of the game. Inside the game, every round had their drama and their controversies
Yeah.
and never ending what ifs and what could have beens. But overall, fun times. What did it go on for? Like in total 5 weeks, but this was a long
Yeah.
5 weeks.
Yeah. It was it was really nice having games like almost every day there for a while. It
Those
felt good.
Yeah, those first 2 weeks when the group stage games or I guess really it was like round one, just the hype of
Yeah.
seeing each team play and just seeing what like you were going to get this tournament.
Yeah.
There were some duds, but there were some huge hits, and
Yeah.
when those team hit, it was a surprise to all, and it just made match day 2 even more exciting because you just didn't anything was possible. Um, and then we got to the final, and I think we could argue the two best teams were probably there.
Yeah. I
And
think so.
if we're just gonna say what happened at the end, Spain was the better team by
Oof.
by a ways.
Yeah. It's tough to like think about Argentina as being one of the best teams in this competition now, but
Sure.
I think in the competition you see, yeah, some of their games came down to the last couple minutes or whatever, but the way they either forced teams back or like got these teams just in their trance and like had them just kind of sit back and let Argentina have the ball was impressive. And of course, Messi was doing messy things, so um, they certainly were one of the better teams. Unfortunately, I think I don't know if I need to say that like Argentina was just really bad at the final, or if Spain was just that good at their game plan to negate anything that Argentina was trying to do.
Yeah, it was interesting that, you know, I think every game up until this one, the opposition was letting Argentina control some part of the game.
Yeah.
And it just never happened here. Spain just wanted to control it and not be really that aggressive.
Mm-mm.
At times, I mean, still made 11 saves, so they were putting the ball in net, but there was
Yeah.
never like
But
that.
even then, I feel like a lot of those 11 saves, like those shots are kind of straight at him, more or less. Like it didn't feel like
It was
Spain was taking super dangerous shots.
exactly, and there was never moments of like an 8 to 10 minute period of just like pure attacking, like we were going to find a
Yeah.
goal here. It really didn't happen until I think we could argue the 90th minute when the foul that came in with the goal being scored, and however we want to describe that was like the moment of like, oh, there they go, there's the gas right at the
Yeah.
end of the game. um you know Honestly, could have been their game plan going in. Let's control this whole game and never really risk it until the very end when we have an opportunity. And
Yeah.
they just about had it. What do you think of that
Oof.
call? We want to talk about that call because
I think we have to. I mean,
I,
it's it'll get forgotten about now
yeah,
because it doesn't matter at this point. But I mean, we were there, we were watching it together. I
it's a
think that whole room had basically the same reaction as like
oh
one like what was the call initially, and then two, the replay comes out, and again I'm just like I'm looking for fouls, I'm looking for offside, seeing nothing.
it's a really hard one to defend.
I just like they replayed it so much, and I didn't notice when we were watching there, but I've seen some posts now of like whoever the defender is, I don't know, but the foot he gets stepped on, he goes down and like grabs the opposite leg
Oh, I didn't
too.
even
So
notice that. That's
yeah,
hilarious.
yeah. So
So he didn't even
he's
know where he
playing it
got
up,
stepped
but
on. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, Yeah, I mean, you slow everything down, right? You're gonna find fouls all over the place, and that one is just so soft. And when we see the fouls that are going on consistently in the box, um,
Mhm.
outside of it happening to your legs, I guess, but the grappling, the grabbing, the shirt tugging, like
Yeah.
none of that's getting called. But this is what we're gonna call. It just
Yeah.
felt like Spain was about to have this thing ripped away from them.
Yeah.
Um, and I think at this point Argentina is kind of getting clowned on. Um, it's a bit unfair in a way because Argentina still had to find a way to score goals, right? Sure, they got they got calls that went their way, but they still had to find a way to put it in the back of the net, and they couldn't do that here against Spain. Spain was their midfield was insane.
Mhm.
The possession 65-35. I mean, if you look at the box score, everything is pretty much red.
Yeah.
Uh, the only thing that isn't is who hit the post more, and neither team hit the post. So that just kind of shows the dominance they had. But you know, outside of this World Cup, just kind of looking ahead a little bit, this Argentina team is nothing without Messi.
Yeah, and I think you see that in this World Cup too, right? Like when they couldn't find Messi, or Messi was tired taking his, walking breaks and whatever, like this team just couldn't do anything. That almost always had to come through Messi in some way. And here, yeah, in the final, he's blocked out of the game, almost perfectly by Spain, and there's still a whole, you know, other team out there of players to try and create something, trying to make something happen. But it seems, it almost seems like get the ball and like kind of move it forward, but then try and find Messi. And I get it, I understand why that's your strategy, but at the same time, I think you do need a backup or something to fall on when Messi is triple guarded or whatever.
Messi had no touches in the opposition box. We saw this same thing happen with Harry Kane a game ago.
Yeah,
So, teams who can find a way to shut off a team's best player, their best attacking player, to not even getting close to goal with the ball,
yeah,
that's insane. And you know, I think Argentina, if they could go back and say they didn't have a Messi, but they're still at the stage in the World Cup,
mhm,
I think they would have been doing a high press more
yeah,
because that's the only way they're going to try to, catch Spain off guard. But because Messi is he's not the one to be doing a high press for, an extended amount of time. He pressured the ball a little, but it's not a 100% sprinting at you, trying to win it
yeah,
back and intercept the ball some way. So that, Argentina could be thinking like maybe we should have done more of that. Who knows if it would have worked, but like with Messi on your team, that's just never going to happen. You're never even get a chance to try a high press.
yeah. I mean, high press or not, you could just connect a few passes and at least get a shot off. Your first shot on target was the 117th minute.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it's crazy.
At a certain point, I was just rooting for zero shots. That just to see it.
I mean, I expected Spain to win this game. I kind of wanted Messi to go out with two in a row on top and just be
Yeah,
like I'm king of this game. Like this is me forever.
yeah,
It would have been cool, but at the same time, like we kind of just went full circle with Yamal and Messi, and Messi said some words to him after the game of encouragement, which is to do that in that moment is huge, especially the way his team reacted
well,
at the
yeah, I was
end.
gonna
Let's
say.
jump over to that really quick. What in the world? Um,
Yeah,
Spain now is if they come out poorly in this next World Cup, they're going to get clowned on so hard. And the way they bounced out of this World Cup, um, the stuff with Valentine last game
mhm,
against England, and now Paredes in this one, slapping Rodri in the chest, and then the way they even exited the last World Cup.
yeah,
Argentina has this huge target on their heads now of the way they behaved this World Cup
mhm,
and last World Cup, and you're losing your star player. I highly doubt he's playing in the next World Cup. It'd be wild,
yeah.
but I highly doubt it. So they're gonna need I don't know, a new face, a new culture, a new brand. Because
I
I
think
think
so.
I think Spain's the future, dude. Look at their ages.
Yeah, yeah. Spain, that Spain team is like so set up to just keep trucking and performing really well.
And we said this though in the past though about Spain in 2010.
Hmm.
They came out 08 super strong, World Cup 2010, Euros, and that's a generational run right there. But
Yeah.
this Spanish team could do the same thing. They just won Euros, they just won World Cup. You know, can they do 3 here and make it really interesting and only be what average age of 25? It's possible.
It is possible. I
You're
mean, it's crazy, but
Rodri is the one, right? But he's going to be 34 at the next World Cup. That's not anything crazy for a defensive
it's not bad.
midfielder.
Especially, yeah, with how he plays, he's not,
He looks
you know,
34 anyway.
yeah, he's not
Right.
Declan Rice running up and down the pitch crazy with his head cut off. He kind of controls his space and does it well. And um, I see no reason that he can't contribute in a next World Cup. And I think you can say that about all their quote unquote older players. You look at, I mean, Mikel Merino was super sub on the games and that he was needed, right? And even here, he came up with a huge block with his face. But like I think
Hmm.
he and Rodri and Ruiz, like Fabian Ruiz, all got like decent play time. I mean, some more than others, obviously, but um, knew how to contribute without, I think, trying to use like their experience and like get in the way of just like this young team just going out there having fun playing.
Right.
Which I think was great. Like you got these young guys that, I mean, some of them already have a lot of experience, like especially all those Barcelona players. Even Nico Williams. He's been at Athletic Club for a while, but he's been starting and playing professionally for years now. It feels like, and then yeah, it's just like up and down. You have players at big clubs playing consistently. I don't know. They're going to be scary if they continue here, and I don't know what their younger guys are even looking like beyond here, but I'm sure they got some other ones waiting to make their mark in the team
Gavi
as
over
well.
in LAFC. He's 20,
Yeah.
21, so like he's probably going to be on the come up. But yeah, so like that,
Jeez.
he's not even on the team right now. He's going to be there
Yeah.
eventually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting whether Spaniards come up and just keep this whole thing going. Huijin from Madrid, no
Oh
Spa-
yeah.
no, how many Spanish Madrid players made this team? There weren't any
From Real
starters. It
Madrid,
was
there was
0,
none.
right? 0. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So I mean,
they'll
and
find them.
that's yeah. I don't want to say untapped, but Real Madrid's been in a very weird phase of
Yes.
their history. I
Yes.
think so. As that hopefully stabilizes for them over the next handful of years, I'm sure there's a handful of guys in that team that can come into this national team and help and just make them even scarier. But that's the thing, is like I say scary, and it's like I think almost every single game that I watched of Spain, it never felt like the games were like France piled on teams, right? Or like even when England was really clicking, even late stage, Argentina's like, it never felt like they had really those games. The I think the best games they played were probably the one against France and probably this final. And again, those were not like light them up kind of games, but it was that game where they show that they can just fully take control and like make you play their game, and of course you're not going to win that way. So
They never had any opportunities where they needed to panic this whole World Cup.
Mhm.
They essentially looked like they were on cruise control the entire
Yeah.
time. And yeah, it caught our attention because it just didn't seem like every best team, like you said, was doing something. We'll call it amazing or really, really good
Yeah.
to make yourselves go far. And then even the Norways and the Brazils, whoever you want to call it, late comebacks, right? Just one player just dominating the game, and this team just cruised, and so it made us very unsure about what we were
Yeah.
watching. The Cape Verde game, to get it started, I think was a wake up call for them in a way of we need to make sure that we don't let any of these games slip, but also like we do need our
Yeah,
start. We can't just walk in here and expect a victory, right? So
absolutely.
so yeah, no Yamal that game. Nico Williams didn't really play that much. Um, they used that game as probably a launch pad, right?
Mhm.
And then here they are, man, just cruising. And I this team's probably going to win Euros. I think again, it's really hard to win anything twice in a row, but every team is getting a little bit older and they're about to hit their prime.
Yeah, like
It's
that's the
crazy.
thing is like you look at, I don't know, say in England or whatever, and yeah, Harry Kane's getting up there, but like who's coming in behind him and getting
Dude,
cause to filling his
have
boots?
you seen that list?
I haven't, but I can't
Oh,
imagine anyone on there is gonna do it. But like you can go across the board and say that, right? Of like, you know, I mean Mbappe's not all that old yet, but like without Mbappe, this France team is still scary, but it's not
mhm.
it doesn't feel like such a slam dunk. And I think you can look back to the game that, Spain played against France where Mbappe couldn't really do anything. And they almost played him the same as they did Messi. Right?
Crazy. Um, the next striker to come up who will be in their prime for England, Liam Delap.
Ah,
And then
yes.
the next guy, Jay Stansfield. Ever heard of him? I,
Can't say I have.
I'll send you this list. If it was on, they posted on Reddit, I think yesterday. Everyone after Delap, you will not recognize.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's rough. It's really rough. So yeah, Kane in England, like I'm sure he's going to force himself to play in this next World Cup just by almost like Edin Dzeko. Like you need
Yeah.
someone.
Yeah.
Like, let's see what we can do. But yeah, I mean Argentina, Portugal, I think is like counting the
Port-
days when Ronaldo retires from the national team. That way they can be like, we're free.
yeah. But even then, like just the rest of that team, I feel like didn't perform like
No,
we know they can.
and they all got a
And
little older.
yeah, and I think Ronaldo, his presence still plays an effect there of,
Yes.
you know, uh, Bruno Fernandes used to kind of being that guy at United on this Portugal team is just not that guy. And I think that almost kind of translated to how he played, right? He didn't feel like he needed to be that guy and step up and do it. And I think he did it.
He definitely, I think, didn't feel like he needed to be the leader of this team. I think
Yeah.
just because it's been Ronaldo's and like that's the type of guy Ronaldo is, right? But it makes you wonder if Ronaldo wasn't there, would Bruno have acted as a leader? I hope so. I think so.
Yeah.
Um, and this was like Portugal's year, and now next time, 4 years from now, going to be at home. Like I don't know, that team might look pretty different too. So
Yeah.
that's a fun one to think about.
Well, Spain will be at home too. So,
Yeah, right. I mean, Uruguay will be at home for a second, as will
oh, yes. Yes.
Morocco. So we'll be bouncing around a little bit for that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
But
but
I mean, shoot, I had a fun time watching the final, even with it being fairly one-sided. I'm almost glad it took 106 minutes to get a goal because
extend it. Let's go the distance.
yeah, like if that goal came early and then it still plays out the same and it's just a goal 6 minutes in and then the rest of the game is just Spain controlling the ball, like
Right.
great for my survivor pick, but not a exciting game to watch. I think this one just had, even though Argentina was not getting shots, just having Messi there was like he only needs the one. So
You so true. And like
it was
the few times they got it too, it definitely made everyone kind of be like, "Ooh, is
yeah.
it gonna happen?" And then quickly die out. But it kept us on the edge of our seat. It really did.
Yeah.
Um, you're right. If it would have scored early and we'd just been like, "Come on, give us something!" Like at least
Yeah.
they waited. What was the minute they scored? Was it 96?
106.
106. 106. And to have it go that long scoreless and then for that goal, which was kind of crazy, and like it was, the spacing was amazing. The header
Yeah.
back to the middle of the box was perfect. Um, And then honestly, we're all going, they're going to call it back.
Yeah.
I felt like I couldn't even get excited for it. I mean, I was pumped, but at the same time, I was like, they're going to find something.
Yeah.
And they didn't. And then, yeah, it's another one down. This one felt so different from the last one.
Yeah.
And I hope we keep it in the summer times because just people want to
feels
hang
right.
out. People want to go watch these games when it's in the
Yeah.
winter. Just not the right time. No one's home for summer. Like no one's doing
No.
barbecues and like getting the people together to watch games or going to the bars on the weekends because it's cold outside.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen as much.
And I think it just, when it's that winter and it interrupts the club seasons, it doesn't feel right. Like you get in your club team mode, right? Like
Yeah.
supporting your guys, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, now I'm supporting like all of England or whatever, and there's guys from Tottenham, there's guys from Chelsea, whatever on that team. So it's like, I think hard to make that switch. And then also just with the weather and amount that people want to go out in those times, where it's like, I don't know that you're getting those like 2 a.m. England bar watch parties in the
Exactly.
winter, right?
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
it's got to stay summer. If they want to do like even a late spring and just like, I don't know, all this club seasons have to end early one year, figure that out. But it's got to be warmer months.
We have indoor stadiums. Like
Yeah.
they can figure that out. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see what was 2034 is the next possible Winter Cup.
I would hope that, like, with how much they seemed, teams, commentators, everyone seemed to enjoy the, Dallas and Atlanta, all these like big indoor air conditioned stadiums, like see how well that worked. And you have 8 years now to prep your infrastructure and everything for those kind of stadiums. Like, I think it should be possible. Like, maybe you got to play everything late still, just so it's not like heat of the day and you're really pumping that AC, overdrive. But
right.
I think you got to do what you can, just keep it in the summer.
Speaking of World Cup wins, let me see that trophy.
Oh,
you got it handy?
It's downstairs.
Oh,
play some music real quick.
I can keep the people busy. So we're gonna jump into the transfers in the Premier League and these crazy rumors that are going on of people bouncing from team to team. But Chad is the winner of Survivor Fantasy, and his trophy lasted, we're gonna say, no longer than 5 hours. Not sure what happened. We're gonna get a little story time out of Chad here. I hope it's a good one. I hope we get something good here. Chad, welcome back.
Oh, thanks. As far as story, I don't know if I got a good story.
Oh, it looks
Let's
okay.
see. It looks okay.
Yeah, you're right.
It's certainly delicate still. It's more of a looker, not a don't play with it too much. But I think it's just, we tried to hot glue it back together. And I think just with the like the print is a little bit not thin, but just like it's a thinner piece of it. Okay. So like it sticks, but it's not like
not rock
super solid on there.
It's honeycombed in there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
what happened?
It works.
What happened?
Well, okay. So
calm down.
So like after we left your watch party, we went over to Sonoma, got some wine, got some dinner. Great time. Got home, we're unloading everything, so it's like the growler from that we brought over.
Yep.
Are like bottles of wine, and like I just kind of shoved it in my bag, and it's not like, it's a little sling bag, it's not overly big, so kind of shoved it in and thought it was in there okay, and then in the process of me like reaching it in my trunk to grab some bottles of wine, it just fell out. And again, that's 4 to 5 feet fall, like, and it just hits the asphalt, and just like bottom just snaps off. Dang. And I was like, oh no, my trophy. Luckily, it was just the two pieces, so it wasn't like a shatter
Okay,
or
yeah, I've
anything.
never seen one break before, so I was hoping
Yeah.
I wasn't hoping for a story, but I was like, damn, did Chad like put it on top of the car and drive away, or like
No, no,
fall
no.
with
Here,
it?
I don't know if I can get this to show too
Oh
well,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
oh,
Oh, hi,
there's
Kara.
Kerrigan. Hey, Kara. But yeah, if you want to see this, we can
Yeah.
post it in the Discord and we'll show you more. But
Uh,
it's good to go now as long as you're not like doing trophy lifts with it.
yeah. Um, Speaking of trophy lifts, did you see Kukurea walking the trophy out?
Yeah, just plastic bag.
What
Was
is
that the real thing or is that some prop?
the way he was casually holding this trophy too, of just like kind of swinging it around. I'm
Yeah.
sure people were like, dude, like hold it with two hands.
Yeah, my
I hope it
gosh.
was a replica, but I don't know. It was very funny. That's one of those like, is that AI? I don't even know anymore.
Oh yeah, I
Don't
don't
even know.
know, but
Hilarious. That guy's growing on me. I'm gonna hate him next year when he's on Madrid even more than this year.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, I
so
feel like he
can,
is that.
do we segue?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Right. All right. Let's segue it. Premier League transfers. Let's just talk about that one right off the bat because I think it's like it's not necessarily a catalyst for everything else, but season ended. Cucurella
Mhm.
is on Madrid before the cup even starts, or like it was like right
Um,
around the first day or two.
I want to say it was. I don't think it was before, but it was like right at the start, I believe.
Let's fact check it here.
Um, yeah,
Uh,
try and see. June 30th.
okay, so we had 2.5 weeks into the World Cup, roughly 3 weeks, um, and that transfer was what 40 million.
Something like that.
Yeah, 47 with potential add-ons.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the first transfer that kind of got the cup going, got the domestic leagues to start making moves.
Mhm.
And I think now Chelsea is kicking themselves so hard for doing this
Yeah.
transfer when they did it. They could have easily, I think, got another 15 out of this.
Probably.
Cucurella is, you have to argue now, the best left back in the world. I mean, there's always those
Yeah.
potential star players out there, and I'm sure you could argue plenty of left backs that are really, really good. But like during the summer, he was the best one. He didn't allow much to get by him. Super safe player and gets in everyone's heads. He's kind of like the perfect Madrid player who we're all gonna like hate, but he's gonna be super, super good for them. It's like
Yeah.
it's like the Pepe's, it's like the Sergio Ramoses. This is just another one who's gonna drive us crazy, and we're all gonna hate him. And 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 it's a good move for both teams. I think Chelsea is going to be in this weird rebuild kind of mode, and he's ready
Mhm.
for championships. And I think Madrid can obviously do that again. But right after that, we get Elliot Anderson, and I know you hate that one.
Yeah, I mean, I think I just don't really get it. And to be fair, I didn't watch a ton of Nottingham Forest over the past couple of years, so didn't see too much of him. But I did look at him for fantasy at certain points because
Yeah,
he did play a lot. He makes a lot of defensive contributions and tackles and blocks and all that. So he's a good player, but for the what 100 something million
I think believe it
forget
was 135 million feet
135 million
pounds.
is
Yeah, pounds.
that just feels insane. I mean, you look at Declan Rice came to Arsenal for like just about 100, right? Maybe a touch over. And that, I mean, look, that's already a lot of money. And I don't know. It certainly hasn't just been like this summer or last summer that's kind of started to break the transfer market valuations, but um, I feel like it's getting away from us a little bit. Where you want, I like that football is not as guess as fair as like other American sports, where everyone kind of is on the same level playing field with either the drafts or
Mm.
wage cap sort of stuff. So it kind of evens it out in that way. I like that there is that kind of more a chance of like an underdog or like an up and coming, like a Bournemouth or whatever, where they've been kind of that underdog, but are starting to like get good players, keep good players, sell really well, and like make something of themselves. But I mean, I feel like those teams and those stories are just getting priced out now of good players, but 100 plus million players. I don't know.
It's fascinating because like let's look at the expensive guys in the last year, right, or year and a half. Declan won the Conference League from West Ham.
Hmm.
Been there for a while. You saw a championship player in him already.
Yeah.
Arsenal was one piece away from from making that title run, right? Um, and then you look at Isaac scoring a handful of goals for multiple seasons in a row in the Premier League. Is he worth the
Hmm.
price? Not yet. Like crazy price, but like he has a resume, right? Good
Yeah.
of words. He's the best midfielder in Germany for a couple years, won the Bundesliga. Okay, we pay the price for it, and he's 24 years old. And then we get Elliot Anderson. I'm going to loop in Morgan Rogers. Like, okay, Morgan Rogers had Europa under his belt from last year, but in no way was he the best player on Aston Villa at that time.
No.
And Chelsea's throwing down a huge, huge chunk of change for him, which I don't understand this at all. When you already have these wingers, that move itself, I'm perplexed by. And then
Hmm.
Elliot Anderson, I don't want to say this in a mean way, but keeping Forest out of relegation, like I get he was a top midfielder here, but like that's where we were at.
That's where we were at. Yeah.
And City can just get away with that because
Well, and
it's
that's the thing
City and they're
too.
gonna like turn him into gold.
Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna be great for City. But I think you could do that with a lot of players once
Mm-hmm.
they're at the Premier League level, right? Like you can bring them into a good team with, the best coaching and all that and make any player look very good. And again, I didn't watch a lot of Elliot Anderson, so he may be that good, but I just think it, like you said, he was helping Forest stay up from relegation. And like I get he's not the guy that's going to go and score the goals to get him over the line, so he played his part, but I don't know. There was never a time where I heard or saw anything that felt like the successor to Rodri or a competitor to a Declan Rice or any of that.
We look at box scores every day, and he never caught my attention of him doing something spectacular on the stat sheet. And
Yeah,
stats don't always relate to what's going on in the game, but usually those best players have a game where we say, "Whoa,
yeah.
look at that!" And I honestly I don't recall anything from Elliot Anderson last year as far as stats go, and it's something catching our attention.
No, and like I said, I looked at him, but it. I guess it probably more of a product of Forest itself, but he didn't seem consistent enough in getting the tackles or putting up the numbers needed in a fantasy sense. Not to say he didn't play his part and maybe didn't get the tackles, but helped force the play to a certain part of the pitch where the team could control it better or whatever. I wish I had that whole FB ref to go back in and I could look at these stats more clearly, but they got rid of it. So here we are. But I don't know. It's silliness, certainly. I don't know what feels sillier though, this or the Morgan Rogers. Like, again, Morgan Rogers did well at Villa, and I think he's a good player. But again, I had him on my fantasy team and kept an eye on him, and he was so inconsistent. And sure, I'm sure Chabi Alonso can probably get a little bit more out of him, but to splash that much cash when they didn't really need to.
Yeah, who you
I
taking
mean,
out? Who are they taking out of their squad now? You just paid João Pedro. You just paid Pedro Neto. You have Cole Palmer there.
yeah,
Um, I'm probably
some
missing some wingers too if we go down the list here. But
they
like,
got Endrick is there, I know, and yeah, he's younger, but they're excited about him, and um, it does feel like it'll be a selection issue for Chabi, right? Of how do you play all these guys, keep them all happy? Because I mean, you can't play them all at the same time more often than not, right? Like
you
that would
shouldn't.
be just too attack heavy. And I guess if you're going to go for the just score more goals, it could pay off. But um, I don't think that's what Chelsea's looking for exactly. I think they want to build, a strong team that can go into. I mean, they're not even in Europe, but uh, could use this season to get ready to go into Europe. And yeah, I don't know.
And you got Enzo,
It's
who probably doesn't want to be there. He was trying to find his way to Madrid, so he's already kind of,
yeah.
on the fence. Caicedo will be Caicedo. I think he'll still be
Mhm.
solid. Um, you have Nick Jackson there, who now you got to try to get rid of. Uh, it's. I'm so curious what Chabi's gonna do. And honestly, I thought Chelsea was gonna try to get a new keeper this summer.
They should.
And I know we have some time, but so far I'm I don't know, seeing Cucurella go and Morgan Rogers come in, I was like, you lost something positive here.
Yeah.
Just, they gotta keep doing more.
I mean, yeah, I don't think Morgan Rogers solves any problems. I guess maybe takes a little pressure off your Cole Palmers and stuff, but um I think I would expect Cole Palmer to have a much better season. One, because new manager Xabi Alonso will find a way to utilize him more. Um, but two, I think it seemed like there was a lot of turbulence in and around that Chelsea squad with Maresca kind of leaving out of the blue. It seems like, and I'm sure that plays a part in team morale, right? Of like
Sure.
he kind of openly left to wait for City in the summer. So like, what does that say to the players of like, well, what are we?
Right. Yep,
You're in
totally.
here week in week out, trying to pump us up and make us believe that we can be one of the best teams, and then you get like a hint of Pep leaving end of season, and you're like, all right, I'll be on the sidelines.
It's crazy. It's a crazy move.
Yeah,
Man, Zombie to Aston Villa, I love.
yeah. I don't know enough about him beyond
Small
what
sample
we saw at the
size.
World Cup.
Yep.
But he looked great there.
But
He's
60 million for a 20-year-old, that feels like, okay, I see a future here and we can retain him for as long as we need, or hopefully as long as we need to. So I like that. I like that move a lot.
yeah, and it's maybe paid a little bit more just because of the World Cup hype bump, but
Yeah.
that's to be expected around this, on these years. But I think that's good. Like, I'm really interested to see how they play him, because obviously Switzerland did not play him as a defensive mid, and I think he showed that he's maybe not one. Like, maybe
Yeah,
he's
there's
an
no way.
attacking mid or just a midfield that has a little bit more defensive capabilities, but he looked great when he was going forward, when he was
Eh,
up in that box.
for sure. His runs are amazing, and Villa's losing two midfielders here between Tielemans. I won't say two. They're probably not going to have their two best, Tielemans and Onana. Onana tore his
Mm.
ACL, so he's likely out um, all of next season. So good replacement. This team is, they're kind of aging out a little bit too. So now to get some youth in there, I think is a smart move. Um,
Mm.
and they stole him from Newcastle too. Kind of everyone's just kind of
Ugh,
picking from
Newcastle.
Newcastle here, which is a bummer. Yeah, they're going to be I don't know, a little worried for Newcastle next year, to be honest.
I am too. Like, we still got time, sure, but you lost Tonali, you lost Gordon, uh, maybe losing Bruno G. I I'm not as much as I think he could bring to the Arsenal team. I don't think Newcastle's going to let him go because that would be insane to lose two key midfielders and at this point have no real replacement lined up.
And they're rumor has it Woltemade is trying to get away from Castle to go to Aston Villa. So yeah, interesting move there too, considering
Yeah.
right now Villa just has Watkins and losing Rogers, so they need to make up something there. And I think Newcastle misplayed Woltemade for a large chunk of this season, so I'm sure he's a little frustrated by that. And then Liverpool's got their own woes we're kind of working through right now. McAllister sounds like he's out, but it sounds like Madrid's going to pay a huge fee for it. So I'm kind of okay with it. I think McAllister gave us a good year, and then last year he looked worn out, and I'm sure this World Cup, drove him into the ground probably a little bit harder. I'm sure he was running on adrenaline. But he comes back into this season for us. I could see him just being a little slow, and don't want that right now. I think if he goes to Madrid, he might perk up. New team, got to show off. Sure. So like it could be a win-win for both parties here. And if Madrid wants to pay the 100 mil, which that number got thrown out, that'd be fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, as much as we, get to know these players and like them on our team, everyone's got a price. And it's if 100 million is the starting price these days, then I think you just take it.
It's crazy, dude. It's so crazy. And we locked down Dominic too for multiple years. Now, if we didn't have Szoboszlai, I would be a little more hesitant, but McAllister got us Premier League. We can find a way to mix up our midfield a little bit more. But yeah, I'm excited to see who we bring in. We made more signings kind of in the winter period last year, and so players are going to come over and we'll figure that out. But I feel like we're missing. I would like to see one more striker come in. I want to see. We don't know what Isak's going to be, right?
Yeah.
Gakpo's kind of the next in line there, but it'll be interesting to see how we play him this year. Compared to last year in the slot ball. But I don't know. No one really feels available, especially if we're going to pay 137 million. It's like, I don't, for a Morgan Rogers type, right? It just doesn't feel worth it to me. Yeah, I don't know. It's 1 month, and then we get this thing going, and I've seen no real big rumors coming our way, so it might be no one.
I feel like I'm not going to be too surprised if both Liverpool and Arsenal have a little bit quiet summers. Liverpool, I think they didn't really ever get to see what that squad could do last year because of all the injuries and just maybe slot tactics getting in the way. And, now Iraola's there, new ideas, bring in whatever positions you desperately need, like the center back, I think has been an issue, at least depth wise, right?
Leone and Jacquet should be coming in, and one's coming off the ACL, one's coming off shoulder, but young central defenders.
Yeah,
I imagine they'll be good.
So yeah, I think it'll probably be, I'm sure there's another one or two floating around, but I don't think anything too crazy. I think they'll want to see what this team can actually do, and a little bit, similar for Arsenal. I think Arsenal's been pretty good about knowing the price they think a player's worth and how far they, want to push that. And, there's a lot of talk around Morgan Rogers, and then Chelsea came in, and depends what reports you read, if it was a swoop or not. But I think everyone agreed that Arsenal didn't feel like he was worth over 100 million, let alone, an additional 13 or whatever. But I just worry about where the market is now. Like, yes, there's all the talk around Bruno G, but one, Newcastle won't want to lose him at all at this point, and two, you're looking at everyone else getting sold for crazy numbers. So yeah, he's older. He's, less time on his contract with us, but like if you want him, pay the big bucks. And I think Arsenal's going to just run into that over and over and over this summer. So we'll see. It'll be an interesting. I mean, it's going to be interesting anyway with World Cup injuries and fatigue carried over from that. But
Yeah, you're definitely in my thoughts right now on how next year could go
yeah,
for y'all. And no Saliba for half the year is going to be a hurdle. I think you guys are
yeah,
you're gonna need to figure some stuff out in the back, and how does the build up now occur? But plenty of talent around everyone else. It's just
mhm,
that fatigue after World Cup. It'll be there. I really do think that
yeah,
for a lot of these teams. Um,
yeah. I mean, hey, if Saka can pick up off where he left off on this
True.
World Cup, I think that would be great. I think he can ride that through since, already last season he didn't get to play as much because of injury, but really worried about Rice with him already talking about playing through some pain and
Yep.
you know kind of suffering. Hopefully, some good time off, go to the beach a little bit, relax, and they'll have a good plan to kind of ease him back in, or like I feel like I've harped on Arteta for years now, like rotate your players and try and keep them fresh. And this time he might be forced to.
Yeah. Um, I think, does Arsenal have the most World Cup players on their team?
There was a list floating around. I think City might have one more.
Okay.
It was like between us and City, it was very close. Um, but I think City had like one additional player in the tournament. But yeah. So I think next season is going to be almost unpredictable anyway, with so many new managers in there. Just it's hard to read of what teams will be and what to expect from a lot of these teams. So it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird.
It's gonna
You
be
want weird? It's gonna be
it's
weird.
gonna be weird, especially at the start. I think we're probably gonna see teams not play those players who made deep runs in the World Cup
Uh-huh.
right away. It wouldn't shock me. Um, but yeah, I mean, like, look what Man United was just able to pick up. Look what Tottenham is kind of. Tottenham looks like a totally different team. Like, and
Oh
if
my
they stay
gosh,
healthy,
I got scared straight.
it's yeah, I think they're sick of their 17th finish 2 times in a row.
Yeah,
Um, it's it's fascinating if I could be a fly on the wall for some of those talks that Tottenham must have had with these players to get them to come onto this
yeah,
team, because it's a surprise. It's a surprise that those
it
players
is. Yeah,
bought into to this new system that they got going, and how they're gonna make it work. But I mean, again, time will tell, right?
yeah. I guess if you're a Tottenham fan, you're pumped up that they're one spending money, but two seemingly spending it well at this point. Like Tonali, I think will be good. Fernandez, I didn't really watch enough at West Ham, but there was a lot of talk around him with multiple teams. So I think he's a good pickup. But again, they paid 99 million for him. He's 21. I get it.
It's got some
But
big
that
shoes to
feels,
fill.
yeah,
They better be good. And Tonali is not like this deal breaker either. That's going to make or break your team.
yeah,
I think their back line got a lot stronger, right?
hmm
Senese makes total sense. Jed Spence just had the summer of a lifetime. And now you get
hmm
the veteran leadership from Andy Robertson, which is crazy to think that he's there
yeah,
now. And then Van Hecke. So like a total retool, reshape of what that back line is going to look at. Pedro Porro too, shout outs.
hmm
Um, you're going to lose Romero and Van de Ven at this point. Is that confirmed?
I didn't see anything about Van de Ven. I know Romero was talked about as, I think, Atletico last
Okay.
I saw. Um, I would be surprised if they let both go, but I don't know. Maybe Van de Ven.
Well, and then you got Tielemans going to Man United, which
Mhm.
feels right. Santos to follow. Um, and Bumo started to come alive at the end of the year too. So I like what they're doing. I think this Premier League just is going to get weirder, you know, as we get closer to starting.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know. It's gonna be. I don't have. I couldn't pick a winner right now. I really couldn't,
No.
and I think that's a good thing, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Just so many
Um,
question marks.
yeah, I think the strong teams are looking about the same, if not stronger. Um, and then I think middle of the road teams, I think for the most part, are kind of bulking up.
But like City,
Um,
City loses Rodri. They don't have
that's the
Silva
thing.
anymore. Their team is going to look very different. They're going to need to, look at the way Semenyo ended
Hmm.
his World Cup. Um, I don't know, man. That team is weird. I don't think I. If you had asked me who's not gonna, excuse me, if who's not gonna win the Premier League, I think I could argue City won't.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with you. I feel like you tell that to anyone, and it's probably a hot take, but they are just missing a lot of key parts. Maybe the most important is Pep. So
Exactly right.
it's not only a lot of key players leaving, but you just have a completely different managerial style and tactics. I know he worked under Pep, so he's going to bring over some of that, but he's going to be his own guy. He's going to have his own ideas and vision of how he wants his team to play. And I don't think anyone's vision is going to match up to what Pep was doing.
Dude,
So
could you imagine 3 months into this thing and it's not looking pretty?
call up Pep, say, "Hey, please come back."
I mean, I could see Pep. I could see Tuchel. Uh, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't want a manager to get fired within the first 3 months. Let it ride it out. But I do think there's going to be such a if City loses 2 out of 3 to start this season. Oh
hmm
boy, could you just the talks, the concern? It'll be loud echoes, but
yeah.
I could see it happening. That's what I'm trying to say here. It's like I don't think it's impossible.
Well, let's see. I
Oh,
mean, hey,
that's right. The schedule's out.
their first two matches are they host Bournemouth and then go away to Palace.
So not easy.
Not an easy start. Again, Bournemouth, new manager, so we don't know. Palace also new manager, so we don't know. But you know, within the past few seasons, at least, Palace has made it difficult for City.
Mm-hmm.
But then, I mean, you look 4 weeks in, you got your first Manchester derby, so
Nice.
they kind of have to get up and go right away, right? Like you don't. Well, I don't think that board will be as reactionary as like Chelsea's board would be. They certainly don't want to have a slow start and lose a derby and you know fall into this weird trap of like we have to be good because we're City, but then want to give you time and I don't know. It's just gonna be so different of a City than we've seen for so long.
It feels like we've hit a new era of Premier League right now.
I think so.
And now that Arteta's been at Arsenal six years,
6 years, yeah.
so now he's the longest tenured manager in all of the Premier League. So he's the senior there,
Here's the
right?
old guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone else is feels so fresh. I mean, can we just go down the list really quick of 1 year managers that we know of? I guess Emery's up there too with Villa. So those are the two old heads. Bournemouth new coach. Brentford's on a 1-year coach. Brighton, I don't know, but it feels like that coach hasn't been there that long. Chelsea 1 year. Coventry, new team Premier League. We'll just call them fresh.
Yep.
Is Glasner still with Palace?
No, he left.
Okay, new guy there. Moyes at Everton. Silva, he's out of Fulham, correct?
Yeah, he did leave. Yeah.
Okay, new coach there, whole new coach, Ipswich new coach. Leeds still has their guy, and I like him. I think he's a solid manager. Liverpool new coach, City new coach, Man United new coach, Michael Carrick. Eddie Howe, Newcastle, they're gonna want a new coach. Forest. Oh, geez,
Forest.
God, who's their coach right
They
now?
got Glasner actually went there.
Oh, beautiful. De Zerbi, Tottenham, and then Sunderland still has their coach from last year. So most of those guys, 85% of them have had 1.5 years, 2 years at the most.
Yeah.
Howe, Moyes, Arteta, and Emery.
Yeah, so you got Arteta 6 years, Eddie Howe 4 years, Emery 3 years, Daniel Farke 3 years.
To Leeds.
Leeds, yeah. Sunderland, Labrie, 2 years, and then Brighton, Hurtzler, 2 years, and everyone else is.
They're calling this the second year.
Yeah, he 2 years and 19 days. So.
Huh. Okay, that's just of the. I see of Sunderland, not in the Premier League.
Yeah. So,
okay.
So yeah, it's a lot of. And even your year plus is just 1, 2, 3, 4 managers.
That's
everyone
crazy.
else is fresh.
Baby face. Bunch of big. Did you say Moyes? Was Moyes in that?
Moyes, yeah. Everton's 1 year, 191 days currently. So
okay. I feel like he's probably in the Premier League the longest out of all these guys.
Yeah, probably. This is just at their respective clubs, but I mean, yeah, it's like you said. I think a new era here. I think that's the perfect way to describe this upcoming season. It's apart from maybe Arsenal, all these teams are going to look different. Like like I said, Liverpool didn't even really get to see what that squad could fully do, and now you're hopefully going to get to see that with in a new manager anyway. So
I love him, Chad. I love him so much.
Good. It's I liked what I was seeing that he could do at Bournemouth, and I think he seems to kind of have that drive to make that next step up and carry it.
I'll send you some clips of his style and what he wants, and I'm just like, I love it. Give me more.
Okay.
Explain it to me like I'm 5. That's exactly what he does. Man, I don't know. I don't got much more to say. We hit our hour mark. We got 30 days till Premier League, so I imagine we'll be back here after a little bit. We'll probably pop on if some crazy transfers happen, but season 5 around the corner.
Yeah,
we're almost there.
New era.
We'll do our way too early predictions next time we get in here.
This year.
It's gonna be a mess. We'll get the hooligans to all participate too. Maybe we can make one of those forums where you can like drag and drop the teams. We'll kind of look into that and make it easy for everyone, and then we'll do like a big group reveal. I got nothing else from me. How about you?
No, I mean, again, great World Cup. I'm gonna miss it, but it makes it special when it comes around every 4 years. So
for sure,
had a lot of fun. Looking forward to the next one already, but excited to just get back into club football now and keep going.
Make my weekends hell.
Uh-huh.
All right, Chad. It's been a pleasure as always. The Hooligans pitch, we're out.